Hello, I'm famous movie star George Clooney, and I'm here today to talk to you about something serious. AIDS. April Fools, because it's actually your boy Wex breaking the law and coming to you live once again for another AEW Dynamite review. I fucking got you there, didn't I?
I thought it was actually George Clooney.
Dude, I've been working on this bit for weeks. I've been practicing my Clooney. I thought that was really good, but before we get into the review, I want to plug, like I always do, the new episode of K-Fade Comparisons Podcast. This week is a little trivia episode with the return of KG, Cass Lush, and he was the host, like a little Jeopardy style type deal. But damn, we got 30 questions, got real raw about some wrestling. Might want to check that one out. Alright, and returning to the Stables Event Center in Centerville, Tennessee, April the 10th. Me and your boy Jesse Baker will be back on the call for Revive Pro Wrestling. It's the same night as WrestleMania Night 1, but fuck that. Wouldn't you rather see some live wrestling in Tennessee if you're here in Tennessee? Then you can watch WrestleMania the next day, because fuck it, I'd rather see some live shit. But without further ado, let's get to the goddamn review! First matchup of the night, we got Christian Cage versus Frankie Kazarian. Christian making his AEW Dynamite, AEW period, in-ring debut in his first singles match in 7 years. And goddamn, it was a pretty solid match. It started off pretty slow though, methodical, and Frankie Kazarian was just beating the fuck out of Christian, working on that neck, choking the fuck out of him, just really laying into him, kind of like showing you like, motherfucker, I've been working this whole time. I've continued my craft. I'm at the top of my game. You got a little ring rust. As things heated up, as Christian kind of like got his footing under him, he really started to do some sick shit, lots of back and forth. He did take a really nasty tumble when he was setting up for the DDT off the top rope, and Kaz pushed him off and he hit the apron, hit the floor. It looked a little rough, but Christian prevailed. Christian, he's going to outwork everyone like he says. And then he kept trying to fucking lock in that kill switch, kept trying to get it, but eventually, after the roll through on another crossface chicken wing, he hits the kill switch, 1, 2, 3, Christian wins his AEW debut, and for not wrestling for 7 years, that was a goddamn solid singles match. I like the pace. It kind of started off slow, and he worked his way up to getting that shit some good storytelling there. I enjoyed it. Up next, Darby Allin did a little sick promo talking about Matt Hardy, about how his money doesn't mean shit, and he got one of the customary 2 shits of the week this week. My boy Max Schroeder's pretty excited he got to film that segment involving one of the weekly shits. The other shit went to like Jade Cargill in a little promo. It wasn't as impactful. This was a very impactful shit. Next match of the night, we got the American Nightmare Cody going up against his Nightmare Factory partner, trainer guy. Best friend? I don't know what you want to call it. QT Marshall, which I went into this match thinking I was going to hate it, but honestly, I enjoyed this a lot. I really liked the story they were telling here, the way they were working this. Cody kind of doing some sick shit. He's going to set you up for the crossroads. He's going to stomp on your head, but he's like, nah, I don't want to hurt you. You're my friend. I'm not trying to do that to you. And he was kind of toying with him a bit, and then you can see QT was really wanting to fuck Cody up. You can kind of see it in his eyes, seeing it the way he was working. And then it all came to a head towards the end of the match when QT just decided to deck Arn Anderson, the special guest referee, for the DQ, and he walked his way out of the ring, and then Aaron Solo, Nick Colorado, and Anthony Agogo, or just Gogo, whatever the fuck his last name is, they turned on the Nightmare family and started beating down on Cody, and I was like, great, this is fantastic. Cody's getting his ass whooped. The Nightmare family tried to help. They even gave Dustin Rhodes a pile driver on the stairs all bloody. He's all fucked up. And they start beating the fuck out of Cody, and they're getting her set him up for the concerto. Red Velvet comes and stops and is like, it's your friend, don't do this. But anyways, the damage has been done here. They've already fucked some shit up. So we got a new little split-off faction from the Nightmare family, which had too many goddamn members as it is. I don't know if Cody's trying to be NWO Part 2 to have the biggest faction of all time, but goddamn, I love seeing Cody getting his ass whipped, and I love the way this story's going. Fuck yeah. Give me a hell yeah!
Heck yeah!
Okay, our next matchup of the night is Jon Moxley going up against Cesar Bonano, and this time it did not autocorrect to banana in my phone. I made sure I was like, Bonone. And this started off a little bit different than most Mox matches. He's laying some shit into him, and he just kind of seems to not be going off his feet. It's kind of hard to knock the big man down, so he starts chopping the tree down, working on the legs, kind of getting him down to his level. We get some distractions from Ryan Nemeth and JD Drake, which allows a little bit of time for Cesar Bonano to get the advantage, lift up Jon Moxley in the pump handle, but then Mox reverses it into the sleeper and locks that motherfucker in until Cesar Bonano just passes on out. He goes,
Oh my god!
was that good? Up next, we cut backstage to MJF and the newly formed Pinnacle, and they're in a little dressing room back there, and he's talking about how he's got them a new stylist, and talking all this great shit that he's getting for the crew, and then he's like, we gotta do something about this fucking gross, nasty bathroom. And when he opens the door, who's standing on the other side? None other than the Inner Circle. Y2J, Chris Jericho, the Painmaker himself, Santana and Ortiz, Jake Hager, and Sammy Guevara ready to whoop some goddamn ass, and that's what they did. They beat the fuck out of the Pinnacle. It was great. Dax Harwood got busted open. He's bloody. Had to get fucking stitches. Wardlow got put through a fucking massage table. Sammy Guevara busted the other FTR dude's head with the fucking door. And MJF got a fucking swirly from Chris Jericho. It doesn't get any more devastating than the swirly. But besides all that, they fucked him up and they're like, this is our dressing room. They took their dressing room back. The Inner Circle is back on Dynamite to claim what is theirs and to lay waste to the fucking Pinnacle. Cut to backstage or in the little foyer area, whatever you want to call this. And we get Alex Marvez doing a little interview with the Young Bucks, but then Don Callis comes up and he's like, come on, get out of here, Nick. I just want to talk to Matt. And he just kind of calls Matt like a worthless piece of shit. Now he has no passion, no fire. And then he's like, what can I do to get you hyped up? So he slaps him. Then Matt grabs him by the shirt and he looks like he's going to fuck him up. And he's like, you son of a bitch. But he stops. He's like, okay. Don still talks a little bit more shit, but we see where this is going to end up here in the next segment. All right, the next matchup, we get the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega teaming up, taking on the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid. So the Good Bros, the Lucha Bros, you know, it's the team of the bros going up against the bros. But no Matt Riddle because I don't know, he fucking... Pre-match before the bell even rung, it was Lucha Mania. The Lucha Bros did a bunch of crazy dive shit onto the Good Bros and Kenny Omega on the outside on the ramp. But then once things got into the ring, you know, the Laredo Kid was really kind of working over Kenny Omega. He couldn't really get the advantage, and then once they secured him and cut him off into the corner, it was classic tag team. I thought it was gonna be high-flying crazy shit, but no. They cut the ring off and they just beat the fuck out of the Laredo Kid. Multiple tags in and out until Penta got a nice hot tag with Phoenix, and they started hitting some sling blades, cutting some flips, you know, doing what the Lucha Bros do. And there was a lot of really crazy good sequences there towards the end, and there were so many, I don't know which ones I can really highlight here. I gotta highlight the cool ones, I guess, but goddamn, there were so many good ones. One sick one that I'll point out is when, towards the end of the match, Kenny Omega set up for the one-winged angel. Laredo Kid reversed it to like a Hurricane Rana, sent Kenny flying out, and Laredo Kid hit, goddamn, one of the best tope suicidas I've ever seen. He literally dove, was completely upside down for like a good 2 seconds or some shit. It was fucking sick. It looks like Kenny smacked his head on the back of the railing right there. He got back in the ring, but before you know it, it's inevitable with Kenny Omega. He hit the one-winged angel. 1, 2, 3. The Good Bros and Kenny Omega get the victory over the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid. But that's not all. It doesn't end there. It doesn't stop. We see Jon Moxley, post-match, walk his way onto the ramp, and he's just staring down. He's looking, you know, like, you know, I'm outnumbered here. It's 4-on-1. But then, who do you know? Who comes out of the tunnel to flank him on either side? Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks. And they're like, I guess they've had it with this Kenny Omega Don Callis bullshit. And they announced next week we're going to get Jon Moxley and the Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and the Good Bros, the Super Elite Bullet Club, whatever the fuck you want to call them exactly. But I can't wait for this. This is going to be amazing. I love all the guys in this match, really, except for Moxley. I now have kind of came to like Moxley. Was not a very big fan of him before, but he's grown on me as the time of AEW has been going. He's been growing on me. But I can't wait for that match. It's going to be fantastic next week. I'm looking forward to it. Up next, a follow-up to last week's match, we get Tay Conti and Hikaru Shida teaming up against Nyla Rose and the Bunny of Butcher Blade and the Bunny, Allie. And Shida started off this match really aggressive. She was just beating the fuck out of Bunny, just laying into her really hard. Stiff shots, hard strikes. But of course, you know, Matt Hardy and the Hardy family office are on the outside, just like the Dark Order. My boys, I'm glad I mentioned the Dark Order because I have to do your customary AEW Dynamite Wex Breaking the Law review where I hit my Dark Order juice, baby. And if I don't do that, would it be a review? Would it even be right if I didn't hit the juice?
Stop the juice!
Woo! That juice got me hyped just like Tay Conti got hype in the match, and she went over there right in front of Matt Hardy, hit the neck breaker looking at him, taunting him. Fucking just like, you son of a bitch! We got action back in the ring. She had a nice Tay KO for the near fall, but Nyla Rose broke it up before they could get the 3 count. We got some crazy dives, some crazy bullshit, a ref distraction from Vicky Guerrero, which allowed Allie, the Bunny, to get the kendo stick, whack the fuck out of Tay Conti. And the Bunny hits her finisher down the rabbit hole. 1, 2, 3. They get the victory. The Hills cheat to win. What do you know? Classic bullshit. But I'm liking the way this story's going with Tay Conti. She's really improved. They said that day was her 4-year anniversary in the business. Maybe we'll see some more of her and Hikaru Shida teaming up here in the future. Maybe that'll lead to the team feuding title shot, and Tay Conti will get a nice shot at the belt. And for your main event of the evening, the highly anticipated, I guess you can say that, but they've been hyping it up for a few weeks, Arcade Anarchy The final blow-off to this fucking feud that's been going on forever, and this was a hell of a blow-off, a hell of a way to end it. Miro and Kip Sabian taking on Chucky T and Orange Cassidy. And Orange Cassidy got to come out to his new song, Where Is My Mind by the Pixies. Tony Khan keeps paying for them tracks. It was pretty sick seeing him come out to that song. It's a cool song. I can't deny it. But this match was just pure insanity. I mean, it is what it is. Arcade Anarchy. They had a bunch of fighting games on the side of the ring. We had Primal Rage, fucking Mortal Kombat 2, Killer Instinct, a bunch of other shit. Then we had a prize wall, and all the prizes were weapons. Had the fucking whack-a-mole. We had the UFO catcher, and they basically used every single obstacle. Kip Sabian got put through the whack-a-mole machine. They were taking prizes down. One of the prizes was a teddy bear that Chuck Taylor brought into the ring, and I'm like, oh, he's got a teddy bear. I'm thinking thumbtacks, so I could tell something was in there. I could definitely see something. But then when he ripped it open, it was fucking Legos. And Tony Schiavone's selling it. He's like, have you ever stepped on a damn Lego? And I was thinking, yeah, of course everybody stepped on a fucking Lego. It sucks. But then he's trying to set up Kip Sabian for something off the top rope, but Sabian reverses it, sets him up for the sit-out powerbomb on thumbtacks, which I'm thinking, isn't that hurting his asshole just as bad, too? Because he's sitting out on the powerbomb? Oh, Lego in the asshole? You don't want that. We get a big near fall in the ring that results of Penelope Ford pulling the referee Aubrey Edwards out of the ring, and when she pulls her out of the ring, right over about the UFO catcher, guess who happens to bust out? None other than Chris Statlander making her return, and she proceeds to beat the fuck out of Penelope Ford and ends up putting her through the air hockey table off the apron, which was fucking sick as hell. And then some brawl was starting to happen on the outside over near the other side of the arcade machines. And then we see a familiar sight. In the distance, slowly coming down, it's a white minivan driven by none other than Sue herself. And guess who returns? Guess who busts out the back? None other than Trent Beretta himself. If he's legally allowed to even be called that in AEW, but Trent question mark, Trent whatever. He made his fucking return after being out for months from Miro from the beginning of this fucking storyline. Jesus fucking Christ, it's been going on forever. And he got his revenge. He beat the fuck out of Miro, speared him through a table. All the best friends reunited, including Chris Statlander. They got the big hug celebration in the ring at the end. They gave the people what they want. It was a fantastic ending. Almost brought a little tear to my eye. It was great. I was so happy. This week's episode of AEW Dynamite is going to get a 5 out of 6 on the 6-pack. It didn't quite reach that upper echelon, but it was goddamn really good. I enjoyed it. I cannot wait until next week. The Young Bucks and Moxley versus Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. Holy shit! So, go ahead and give this video a like, subscribe, share it to your boys, tell all your friends. Until next time, I'll holler at ya. Peace!